Hello and welcome to Drummers Review. I'm Matt and today we're going to be taking a look at a Pearl President Deluxe Series shell pack. 2021 is a big year for Pearl as they celebrate their 75th anniversary, with this new kit being a large part of their celebrations. Accordingly, this kit combines a host of vintage features with a modern approach to drum construction, creating a kit that aims to offer the best of both worlds. The kit we have here today consists of a 20 by 14 inch bass drum, 12 by 8 inch rack tom and a 14 by 14 inch floor tom, all finished in a desert ripple wrap. Also featured is a 14 by 5.5 inch snare, which is available separately from the standard 3-piece shell pack. This limited edition deluxe range is also available in a different configuration featuring a 22 inch bass along with 13 and 16 inch toms. The kit is constructed from 6-ply 7.5mm Lawand shells, sporting chrome hoops on the toms, while the bass drum sports wooden hoops with a matching inlay. All drums have a 45-degree rounded bearing edge. Heads-wise, all drums feature Remo UT CS black dot heads on the batter side, whilst the toms and snare have a thinner, clear resonant head. The bass drum sports a coated ambassador-style resonant head featuring a vintage Pearl display logo. Also included is a felt muffling strip for the resonant head and a bass drum pillow. The vintage vibe continues further with the inclusion of a bass drum mounted cymbal arm and gullwing bass drum spurs, while all 4 drums feature a modern reimagining of Pearl's battleship lugs. Some of the more modern touches added to the kit are the inclusion of Pearl's R40 air suspension floor tom feet, memory locks and 2.3mm Super Hoop 2 triple flanged hoops. Elsewhere, the snare and toms all have internal adjustable tone mufflers, while the whole vintage vibe is topped off perfectly thanks to Pearl's script logo badges. Price-wise, the kit retails for around £1,600 for the 3-piece shell pack, with the snare being an extra £330. Before we go any further, let's hand things over to Nick before coming back for more of our thoughts. First impressions are really very good. It certainly looks vintage, but with a reassuringly modern solidity. The desert ripple wrap is eye-catching, and the battleship lugs look great. In use, the bass drum has great attack and a very musical tone. We opted to use the included pillow, which controlled the sustain without affecting the fundamental tone. It has great articulation and projection, giving a tight and punchy sound thanks to its 20-inch diameter. The rack tom sound is very clean and controlled, with the fundamental tone being audible from the lightest stroke. Undampened, the sustain adds richness and warmth, whilst the internal dampener is a great inclusion should you want a slightly drier sound. The floor tom possesses many of the same tonal features of the rack tom, but with added depth and sustain. The snare sits really well in the medium-high tuning range. It has great projection and was crisp and articulate with a wide dynamic range. Rim shots were loud and aggressive, and cross sticks were clear and precise. Overall, as a set, we were really impressed with how it came together to provide a coherent musical instrument. In terms of construction, the whole kit is pretty much flawless, with the vintage elements fusing perfectly with the modern in every aspect. Style-wise, we can see this configuration fitting into jazz, funk and hip-hop, whilst the other slightly larger shell pack may be more suited towards rock drummers. Coming in at around £1,600 plus the snare at £330, we feel this represents good value for money if you are after a vintage sounding and looking kit, but with more up-to-date features and build quality. The addition of the cymbal arm is a bonus to add to the older vibe of this kit, and we would recommend adding a set of flat-based hardware to really finish off the whole vintage look. Being limited to only 100 sets in production worldwide, then we are sure these will be snapped up by Pearl fans or those thinking of adding a vintage-looking kit to their collection. We hope you've enjoyed this review. As usual, we would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of future content, and we'll see you next time here at Drummers Review.